Hi guys, nice to meet you all, and thank you, Stuart, for inviting me. We're kind of different of what we've been hearing so far because we're not tech oriented, not as much as the other companies talking about here. And we started structured this demo more in a show and tell of what the company is all about, and tell you a bit about our history and what we do in terms of products and what we put out on the market. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Give me 1 second. Share. 1 second. Okay. Are you guys seeing the screen or not?
Not yet,
nope.
No.
Sorry.
Not yet.
Let me just try again then. Okay. Now it's on, right?
Now yes.
Okay, sorry. So as I was saying, basically, we are a manufacturing company and we're based in Lisbon, 20 kilometers outside of Lisbon, and we're dedicated to manufacturing vegan food. The thing that distinguishes the most from most of these companies is that we have a very high focus on R&D, and we develop products that aren't seen throughout the world, and we have a very deep focus on engineering, manufacturing, and automation. So you guys understand, basically, we're located in a production facility roughly 3,000 square meters. We have a staff of around 38 people. We started in 2017, so a bit about the history, and it started just with one employee. We've never had funding. So basically we started with 500 euros on our bank account and started growing from 60,000 in revenue, which was our first year, to currently where we're roughly between 5 million and 6 million in revenue through these years. We had our biggest growth spurt during the pandemic, where a lot of people turned to the types of products we produce, and that was one of the biggest jump starts that we had, because we jumped from 5 people to 23 in roughly 8 months of operation without any funding. So basically, this was all organic till this moment. What we do, and this is very different from the approach some companies have, is that we design products for function. So basically, we design all of our products thinking about an overall health benefits, and then we design what the function we want that product to have, and then we choose whichever natural ingredients can give us that functionality we're looking for. And all of this in line with EU approved claims, which is very important because in the EU market, we need to have a certain type of ingredient, certain type of content of macronutrients for it to be allowed to be placed in a packaging. For example, that this is a product good for skincare, or this is a product good for so-and-so. Basically, we operate within a couple of areas: sports nutrition, baby foods, and junior foods, and also within health and savory, which is basically organic and healthy products. We have products for all of these functionalities. So between sports nutrition, which is energy workouts, immunity, brain health, heart health, skincare, and gut health. One thing I neglected to mention at the beginning is that we don't have our own brand. So this is something which is also something not very usual. We produce these products and we offer our R&D expertise for other companies. So our clients are mainly business to business, and we're not into a business to consumer profile. So we direct our products directly to retailers or own brands that are looking for a partner to develop and produce their products. I'm going to go relatively fast throughout this because this gets a bit more technical in terms of products and probably not that interesting for everyone. But basically what we do is bars in every shape and sort. We do energy balls, which are a relatively new product. I don't know if you guys have eaten it. Most of the people based in the UK probably have seen it already. Somewhere else, maybe not as much. So spreads, everything from nut butters, from peanut butter to whatever might come from there. Protein shakes, everything that goes from protein, from pre-packed to packed, popcorn, and then mixes, which are functional mixes, which come in a variety of different formats. And then as I was saying, we cater this product for specific functions. For example, I'm going to go through this really fast, but skincare, and what sets this apart is that most of the products that we have, as you can see here, have a couple of key active ingredients, which then give us that EU approved claim, which allows the product to be marketed as something that could potentially help improving your skin function, or improve your brain function, or improve any other aspect the consumer might be looking to find. Then I'll go over to the product's immunity, which are a couple of other stuff that we have in line: brain health, gut health, heart health, which is another section of our products. And just as I mentioned before, these are the energy balls that I was talking about. If no one has seen it before, with filling inside, with nut butter fillings and chocolate coverings. So these are specific products in that market. And then moving on forward, sports nutrition and our certifications that we have and that we need to operate. So basically, we are IFS certified, FDA certified as well, and organic certified to be able to offer these products to the clients that we have. Our biggest challenges at the moment, and I'm gonna drop out of the share mode really quick, and this is what I wanted to share. Stop share. Sorry, guys. I'm more versed in Teams than Zoom. Sorry. Our biggest challenges throughout this growth, and because we have a very operational business, and we have a lot of coordination between production, supply chain, all of those sections, has been implementing effective systems and tracking things. So we're currently on a process to digitalize everything that we do. We've abolished paper once and for all in our company, and those are one of the biggest challenges. And then obviously, because we've had such a big growth spurt, growing from 2 or 3 people to almost 40 in the scope of 2.5 years, has been coordinating all of those resources and setting up procedures and making sure everything is working and functioning properly, so we can ultimately deliver a product that the clients needs and are looking after. So basically, this is more or less a bit about the experience. At the moment, we're currently not seeking funding, so that's why I didn't prepare this in a sort of a pitch deck kind of way, but a bit to tell a bit more about our experience and our company. And yeah, that's basically it. And I'll leave the rest of the time for some Q&A if there is some.
Professionally different, Henrique. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Pedro, you have the honor of the first question on this one for you, my friend.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations, Henrique. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely impressive. If I well understood, you are a mix of R&D and manufacturing and all, and everything around. And how do you compete against the large companies, the experts, both in R&D or manufacturing or logistics or whatever? It makes me hard to understand a company based in Portugal competing against the mammoth in both areas and succeeding. What is the secret sauce? What is the magic spell around it?
I think our most interesting asset and what we can do to compete with companies that have a lot bigger budgets than we have, a lot more experience, there's been a lot more time in the market than we are, is that we do comprise all of those things into one company. Usually, the brands or the companies we work with either have an internal R&D team and they don't have manufacturing, so they outsource the manufacturing to some other player to do the manufacturing for them, where they develop the products. In some other cases, that's exactly the opposite, where there's a manufacturing plant, but doesn't exactly come up with something new, and the clients are the ones that bring the innovation to the manufacturing plant and ask them to produce. We sort of do the role of the companies in terms of R&D, so we're always one step ahead of them. So we're the ones proposing the innovation to our clients, and at the same time, since we work mainly with retailers and also brands that don't have their own manufacturing, I think in terms of competitive advantage is pricing. Definitely, that's one question, because pricing is key on these types of issues. And then innovation, because we do produce products that aren't produced by any other manufacturer worldwide. So for example, the product that I showed you, that energy ball with 2 fillings and chocolate covering, is something that we developed entirely on our R&D. So those are the things that set us apart. Or for example, filled bars, which are bars with filling, those are the things that then allow us to compete basically on innovation.
Fantastic, thank you. Matt, what do you
Yes.
do with this one?
I'm gonna steer away from tech actually, because I had quite a question. So okay, firstly, what a journey it's been. I did notice there that you said that at the moment you're very much B2B. And there's obviously, you're probably familiar with kind of brands like Huel, which are kind of more functional food, but very much direct to consumer. Is that something that you feel would be in the future in your journey, going direct to consumer and having kind of a strong brand like that, or not?
Yeah, that's something we've considered, because obviously having a brand is an asset, right? The brand is itself an asset. But at the moment, we've been really successful at something we've been doing. And what we really thought about is we're more useful doing this than probably doing a brand which we know nothing about. And since people really want our services the way they are, we're like, let's not touch it and leave it at the moment as it is. Maybe if the challenges come, if something becomes challenging in the future and that becomes the only solution or a better solution that we have at the moment, maybe. But at the moment, I think we found a sort of a niche where we fit, and we want to keep it that way.
Okay, no, great.
All right, Tiana, close us out on this one, and we'll move over to John with Proper Home.
Thanks, congratulations. Well, vegan here, so it's close to my heart. I have two questions. So one is which have been the major obstacles on your journey? And the second one, I know that you're proud of bootstrapping. Congratulations on that. And I know that most of the governments provide subsidies to the meat and dairy industries and almost none for plant-based solutions. But do you think that in the near future, some of those resources would be going your way? Thanks.
So on the first question, I think the biggest obstacles on our side have been in the beginning with our R&D structure, or HR structure. Basically, because we had zero funding, it meant we had to multiply ourselves to do roles. So we were always growing a bit more than the actual staff we had. So we were always understaffed for 3 or 4 years. So currently we're also understaffed because we're 36 and we probably should be 48 or something. So we're always a bit understaffed, and that's hard, especially on me in the beginning. Now it's a bit lighter. Then on the other question in terms of resources, I think, or what I would hope for is that there will be some incentives in terms of tax, at least on a tax perspective, for companies that do produce products that are less harmful in a variety of senses, either for consumer health or for environmental benefits. Because in the last case scenario, so to say, what we do produce being more healthy will produce less people going to the hospitals. So in a sense, government expenditure will also go down if we think a lot along the way. I think probably government won't think that way, but I think that could be a solution. I think that might be interesting, and also on the carbon side, which I think that will be the thing that will come first probably, which is carbon footprint and measuring what exactly is our carbon footprint versus a meat manufacturer, and then tax them based on their footprint. So yeah, I think probably in the next 5 to 6 years, probably something like that would be. I would hope it will come sooner.
So thank you and good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks, everybody.